Got 1-1 already. Damn. Aren't we lucky? Hallelujah. We lucky. Hallelujah. Let me turn this down. Let me go here. Let me go here. All right. And I just had my bowl of porridge. Happy, 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 joy, joy. Goyams, worthless goyams, nothing but worthless goyams. Good evening. Yeah. A religion in the world decides other people are worthless. Incredible. Oh, well. A couple cool things to watch. Where are we going tonight? Well, this guy comes on every Friday night. Volume all the way down. I don't know why. Hello, hold on. Oh, I'm saying that don't happen too often. I need a few minutes. I'll get this going. If we'll cooperate. I think this kid grew up here. He knows a lot about the place. And then we got a Siren Tune about junkyards and the end of junkyards with these new fucking cars they're making us drive. You can't change parts because they got a computer label in them. Let's see what's going on today. World's biggest floating restaurant. Screwed.
So how does a place like this survive if the water keeps going down? This is Antelope Point Marina, and I came here to investigate. I'm going behind the scenes to see how this place works, what happens when lake levels drop, and why people are still investing millions of dollars here. Because honestly, at first glance, it looks like this place is in trouble. If we're going to see how this place really works, we need to start looking for clues. And it's looking like the first clues are literally right behind me. Money, and lots of it. These are Adonia houseboats, and some of them can cost $3 to $4 million, and there's a lot of them here. They're some of the most expensive boats on Lake Powell, but they're only part of the story. You also have dozens of other houseboats, private slips, and boat owners paying to keep their boats here year-round. So there's a lot of money at Antelope with these slips here. I'd imagine these slips are a little bit more expensive, right? Busy day here at Antelope. A lot of people coming in and out. So, you gotta follow the money. Following the money is the key to everything in life, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. You gotta have your own private cart to go with that. Then also your big, bad Miami Vice boat, right? But I'm not gonna lie, this thing's badass. Quad Mercury 400s. Ooh, yeah. And it's not just behind me, so look at this. You have these guys over here, then you have the ones all the way down there on the opposite side of the docks. You gotta have your toys on the back of the boat. Boats are in plenty deep of water, but it's definitely a stark reminder with that bathtub ring of Lake Powell behind him. So far, everything points to one thing, that this marina is still bringing in money. But houseboats aren't even the biggest clue, not even close. Because on the opposite side of the marina is something that probably generates even more revenue. The rental boats. The rental boats.
I don't know if you
These
want me
rental
to
boats are
post that
constantly
as a
going out,
video.
and some of them could be $1,000
What we did
a
today.
day. So there's a lot of money in these guys over here. Some of these slips are empty.
Yeah, I said when I hit 1 million,
then you got a private boater coming in
we'll
over
go
there.
get
Every one of these boats needs
rentals,
fuel, and fuel
big
on the
ass
water
rental.
isn't cheap. So the profit margin might not be that high for the fuel, but these houseboats have hundreds of gallons and they burn it all on one trip. So it's crazy how much the price goes up. And when you have a fleet like this constantly going out,
we'll
all
have the
season,
money when we get
that
1
money
million
adds up.
subs. We'll be
Oh
doing
my God,
good.
that is literally a mobile home on water. What the hell?
What a party
That's
that'd be, huh? Fly
so
everyone
not only do
out.
you have the houseboats filling up, but you have the private boaters
We
over
may
there
need a
fueling
couple
up.
boats.
And as you can tell,
Don't
with that
worry
fuel I
about it.
showed you
Who's
earlier,
going to drive?
lot
I
of
don't
money
drive
to fuel
boats
up.
anymore.
So far, I've found plenty of evidence that this marina is still making money.
We'll take a
But
couple of
money
them
isn't
too.
really the
You
problem.
kill yourself. I ain't
Water
responsible.
is. And that's where things start getting interesting. Everything you're looking at depends on Lake Powell, the marina, the rental fleet,
This is bad
the
news,
fuel
though,
docks, the restaurant, all
for
of
the
it.
whole country,
Lake Powell has
actually.
changed
All our
dramatically
food
over the
comes out
last
of this
2
water.
decades. Water levels have fallen,
Look
shorelines
at
have
that.
moved,
Ba-da-boom.
boat ramps have closed, entire marinas around the lake have had to adapt. So, if the lake keeps changing, how does Antelope Point stay ahead of it? But there's something we haven't talked about. The reason why most people know Antelope in the first place is the restaurant. So how do you keep something this big operating when water levels are constantly going up and down? It's believed to be the largest floating restaurant in the world, and somehow it's operating in the middle of a desert on a lake that's constantly changing. The more I walk around, the more I realize that this place has been adapting for years. That's just part of life on Lake Powell. That's a cute little car.
Hey, they're legal there. They ain't legal
But there's
here.
one question that I can't shake. If the lake keeps changing, then what's next? Okay, let's go see this private launch ramp Antelope has over here. Well, here it is from above. They don't like people walking down in the ramp area, authorized personnel only, so we'll stay up top. Looks like we got a vehicle here picking a boat up. Regarding this ramp, I think there's a limitation on how long a boat can be. Obviously, they're not launching houseboats up and down this thing, but yeah, this is the private Antelope ramp right here where they're launching boats right now. So let's go check out the main ramp over the hill.
Houseboats, some of them are monsters.
Well, it makes sense why everybody's launching at Antelope's little private ramp. Wow, this is a good vantage point right here.
Yeehaw!
So we can actually see how much antelope's inside the canyon right now, which is crazy. There's no wiggle room at all. A little windy to be standing on the cliff, but there's the boat rentals, the gas station, there's the restaurant right there. Then our $1 million houseboats down there taking up the entire canyon main channel. But there is a decent amount of people playing today. You can see how much people are actually on the lake, going up lake. And there it is, Antelope Point Marina, the world's largest floating restaurant. So one thing is evident out here, that every boat rental, every restaurant order, and every slip back there depends on one thing, and that is water. The lack of it or the abundance of it is water. So things are interesting around here. If Lake Powell changes, that means everything along with it has to change as well. Antelope, what an interesting place. If you're new to the channel, all I focus on is the water levels that are affecting Lake Powell, but something big is going to happen in the future. So stick around, like and subscribe. Go check out the other videos if you can. All of my loyal followers and subscribers, thank you. Something big is going to happen soon. So I'm here. I'm going to show you guys what's going on out here in the West with the Colorado River and the world's largest floating restaurant, of course. But that's what we got going on here at Antelope Canyon today. Little side note, my father-in-law is in the ICU still. If you guys are willing to support him, I have a GoFundMe link down below. Really appreciate it to all of my loyal followers and subscribers. You guys mean a lot. So I'm out here for you guys. We're going to take care of business coming up. So see you later, guys. Peace out.
All right. I don't know if he said how much it dropped. Like I said, you think I caused some rain? Well, you'll get $50 million a day, and we'll be out there in 7 days. Fantastic. 3,522 views in an hour. That's where all your food comes from, out of that water in the winter. Mm. Now we'll go to Quicksaw. See what he's full of as far as stories go. We like story time. All right, hold on. Good evening. Thanks for the thumbs up. Come on in, say something. Hold on. Hey, hold on, you Irish nutcase. This kid's killing it. 1.24 million views, subs. You know, give me full screen and oh, come on, man. Boom. What's this? What's going on here, Jack? Let's get this show on the road.
In late 1803, the Hammersmith area of London, England, was gripped by stories and sightings of a ghost haunting the place. There was one woman, pregnant, who had been walking by the churchyard at night when the ghost rose from the tombstones and gave her such a shock that she fainted. She was found and helped home by passers-by, but reportedly died of fright shortly after. There was another woman, elderly, who had been walking by the churchyard at night when the ghost rose. That's actually pretty much the same story. She also supposedly died of fright. A wagoner carrying 16 passengers passing through Hammersmith at night was so startled at seeing the supposed ghost that he upped and fled on foot, which I would say is a serious dereliction of duty to the passengers under your care, leaving them to be eaten by a ghost, or whatever it is that ghosts do to you. According to a brewer servant, the ghost jumped out from behind a tombstone and strangled him as he walked with a friend through the churchyard at night, which seems to have been a bizarrely popular time and location to take a stroll, at which point the friend tried to intervene, but the ghost vanished. The people of Hammersmith were terrified, and assumedly one or two of them did reluctantly forego the midnight meander through the graveyard, for this was said to be the ghost's stomping grounds. They do tend to like that sort of thing. The ghost was said to be tall and clad entirely in white. Some sightings mentioned horns, others large glass eyes. The story that soon circulated Hammersmith was that the ghost was a man who had done himself in the previous year, and whose burial in the consecrated grounds of the churchyard meant he could never truly be at rest. A night watchman became convinced of the Hammersmith ghost's existence after encountering a figure in white just before New Year's Eve. However, the night watchman was unfazed by this and gave chase to the apparition, which actually fled and managed to escape. The guard now knew the stories had at least some truth to them, although he believed the ghost was actually just a person acting the bollocks. As such, he encouraged Hammersmith residents to form armed patrols at night to catch the supposed ghost, London not having an organised police force at the time. One of the members of this patrol was 29-year-old customs officer Francis Smith, who, on the 3rd of January 1804, had set off on his
I'm
own
glad
after
to see
leaving the
you.
pub to hunt the ghost with a shotgun, a spectre's one weakness. Just after 11 p.m, Smith was walking down a laneway when he spotted a brilliant white figure ahead of him, although he had been looking for the ghost.
Do you happen to know the difference between tomato plants, like a beefsteak tomato and a cherry tomato? I'll go shoot a video real quick before it gets too dark. Okay. I'll be right back.
Ghost. He was shocked to suddenly see it before him, raising his gun to defend himself. "Damn you! Who are you and what do you want?" he called, but the ghost made no response as it continued to head towards him. Now terrified, Smith shouted, "Damn you, I'll shoot you!" But the ghost only advanced further. Smith then opened fire, and the ghost collapsed on the ground. Hovering over the remains with some who had hurried to the sound of the shot, Smith was horrified to realize he had shot a man in the jaw, killing him. He was arrested and charged with murder. The deceased turned out to be completely innocent 23-year-old Thomas Millwood. Millwood was a bricklayer who was just returning from visiting his sister. He was dressed in his usual work clothes, white trousers, white flannel shirt, and white apron. Apparently, the bricklayer's attire had gotten him confused with Hammersmith's ghost once already, with his wife relaying the following story. "On Saturday evening, he and I were at home, for he lived with me. He said he had frightened 2 ladies and a gentleman who were coming along the terrace in a carriage. For that, the man said, he dared to say, 'There goes the ghost.' That he said he was no more a ghost than he was, and asked him, using a bad word, did he want a punch of the head? I begged of him to change his dress. 'Thomas,' says I, 'as there is a piece of work about the ghost, and your clothes look white, pray do put on your greatcoat, that you may not run any danger.' Damn, even in death he wasn't safe from the 'I told you so.'" At trial, Smith admitted that he had killed Millwood, although he had done so only out of fear of his life, terribly regretting Millwood's
32
death.
was a good number
Numerous
for me.
people spoke of Smith's good character,
You should get quite a
and
bit
that
of
he had never
sauce
been in trouble before and would
to
never
winter.
intentionally bring harm to anyone. There was great sympathy for Smith,
I don't think
and
they're
the
plum.
jury returned a verdict of manslaughter before being informed by the judge that the court could not accept such a verdict. The circumstances of the case being that Smith could only be found guilty of murder or acquitted, and mercy for the man was the Crown's prerogative, not the jury's. The jury then found that Francis Smith had indeed murdered Thomas Millwood, and he was sentenced to hang. However, in light of the public sympathy for Smith, the Crown exercised its mercy, and his sentence was commuted to 1 year's hard labour in prison. In an unusual twist, the real Hammersmith ghost was shoemaker John Graham came forward to admit that he had been using a white sheet to frighten his apprentice around town, as the apprentice had been scaring Graham's children with ghost stories. It's mad to think a shotgun murder could have been avoided if only Scooby-Doo had been around. What an unbelievable sequence of bullshit to have occurred. Perhaps strangest of all, the case of the Hammersmith ghost murder remained legally significant for nearly 200 years, as it was an unusual example of a defendant claiming self-defense under mistaken belief, i.e. being beset upon by a ghost, which exposed that there wasn't a ready defense for someone who honestly believed their action was lawful and necessary, but was mistaken about the situation. This issue was finally clarified in a 1984 appeal by a man found guilty of assault. Gladstone Williams had seen a man violently dragging a younger man down the street while the younger man called out for help. Williams intervened with his fists, although this was found to be a criminal act, as the victim had actually been apprehending a fella who'd just mugged a lady. On appeal, the conviction was quashed, with the court ruling that no matter how reasonable or unreasonable a mistaken belief was, if the defendant may genuinely have been labouring under it, he is entitled to rely upon it as a defence. I'm hoping this ruling has had influence on the law here in Ireland, for when I finally catch the bastards who've been supergluing 20-cent coins to the footpath outside my house. After all, I do genuinely believe them to be barbarous
Oh, you
goblins.
draw like that?
Anyone watching this video can now
Last
attest
week's
to
video
this
was all on
long-held
his
belief
drawings.
in
It was
court.
pretty good. I'll
If
put
you
the
liked
link
this
in
video,
chat.
I have more you can watch.
These
And you can subscribe to see
unbelievable
more in the
stories,
future.
man. You
Join the
wouldn't
channel
believe
membership to
the
support me
stories this guy
monetarily and
comes
get
up with.
badges when you comment and other perks. And until next time, stay safe. That he said he was no more a ghost than he was, and asked him, using a bad word, did he want a punch of the head?
Using the bad word.
And his sentence was commuted to 1 year's hard labour in prison. However, in light of the public sympathy for Smith, the Crown exercised its mercy.
I think it was his last video last week.
A lisp now, apparently. With
that
the court ruling that no matter how
he showed
or unreasonable
his big channel, 1.25 million. I watched him grow. When I first met this guy, I'm like, what the hell is this bullshit? And I like storytelling people. Well, I mean, odds in the beholder, I believe. I mean, that's just what I believe anyway. You know what I mean? You draw a picture and you like it, it's hot. All right, let's get this straightened out here. Oh, he's got all kinds of freaking stories. And some of them, it was just absolutely, this can't be true, and it is. Okay, now, here we go. Well, good evening. Amazing artist, yeah. All right, I'll play this for you. I think I'm just, I don't doubt myself. I'm just saying. So look at the broadleaves. I got this one. I got to see the broadleaves. I got broad, and I got this one. I got cherry tomato. It's weird to come out of the same package as these. Stop. You see what I mean? It almost looks like a pot leaf. It ain't pot. What kind of tomato you think that is? Is this plain? I got this one. I got to see the broad leaves. I got broad, and I got this one. I got cherry tomato. This thing seems to be playing fast. As these. Okay, I got this one. I got to see the broad leaves. I got broad, and I got this one. I got cherry tomato. What's weird to come out of the same package as these. Okay, I got this one. I got to see the broad leaves. I got broad, and I got this one. I got cherry tomato. Boy, that's really weird. It's weird to come out of the same. Sounds like it's playing fast speed. You look back here, though. Oh, come on, man. Look back here. That's all jewel weed. I'm loaded with jewel weed. Any comments? Okay. Now, I don't know how I did this. There we go. But this one might be an interest to us. Ain't there something? Are yours are your plum tomatoes or are they beefsteak? I'm gonna take it out of there and go put it in the garden. I'll just be happy with the other three. The other three might be might be weeds, you know, just simple weeds growing. I don't know. All right, so Sarah and Tune, some of us like her videos. She's doing one on junkyards, and I thought this might be interesting. Learn a little bit about. I wonder if I got a plum seed. I knew they were either cherry. I'm telling you, it's either cherry or a plum. If I get one plum, that's all right, I guess. I don't grow anymore to get a shitload of sauce like I used to. All right, I'll do that. You're going to email it to me? Well, here's like the 4th video this week from a bunch of different people. Homeowners are deleting BMW, Mercedes, and Audi's tracker. Why would people delete this shit? Because they don't want to be, they ain't got nothing to hide. That's a coward communist statement. People just don't want to be spied on, period. I think it's quite rude, and it's something we associate with the Communist Party. So I don't know what kind of scum shit we got in the Senate that wants to vote and mandate this shit. Where to go? Man, where to go? I'll find it. Like I always say. But the video we watched today from Fukitall was quite something. Disposable. What's the name of this?
Hello, people of the world.
Hold on, Sarah.
That have to do with automobiles. Welcome to this, a salvage yard in Tucson, Arizona.
And I'm just going to guess. 109, 107.
I have my assistant Kylie with me today, who has never been to a salvage yard, ever. If you're new here and you accidentally click...
I don't think we'll be going to salvage yard there in the summer. Rattlesnakes. You are? All right. Well, we'll be here for a little bit. What time is it? We'll go another half hour.
Hello, people of the world of the internet watching videos that have to do with automobiles. Welcome to this, a salvage yard in Tucson, Arizona, place where there is no rust. I have my assistant Kylie with me today, who has never been to a salvage yard, ever.
All right.
If you're new here and you accidentally clicked on this video and you're confused why you made these life choices, I'll put a link up above my head to the last time I went to a salvage yard if you'd like to check out more of this content. But without further ado, let's see what we can find that's in here. Yellow Xterra. First thing caught my eye because it's yellow. Someone's already been under the hood salvaging some parts. It's not wrecked, so it must have been here for mechanical reasons, which is sad because it is completely rust-free.
That is a nice
All of
body.
you that live in places where
Look
there
at
is
that.
road salt, this video is going to make you sad. Look at that. Now, I get it. A Nissan Xterra isn't exactly a rare
Christ.
vehicle, and I really want to try
You're
and
right,
highlight
Sarah.
anything
You
I
made
find
me
in here that is
sad,
rare.
man.
I thought that plastic
No
bag
need to
hanging from the
rotting
front
your
of that
car
vehicle
out.
was a dog. A little D21-based Pathfinder. Another hard body. That's sad. I wonder what happened to this guy. It looks like it had a nice paint job on it at one point in time. Well, it's a little splotchy, but a little Isuzu Ombre single cab short bed. That's sick. 2.2 liter in it. It's mostly all there.
Who cares? Get a whole bunch of 2x4s. The new Isuzu Ombre.
There's a lot going on over here. It's not super organized like it usually is. The good generation of the CRV. Got a streetcar takeover special. Still got the VQ under the hood. I'm amazed that hasn't been ripped out yet. I don't know why this makes me a little bit sad seeing this early 90s Accord in here. Still has the F22A under the hood, almost all untouched. Welcome to Zamunda.
You around here something, please. You live upstairs on the 5th floor.
Look at this old Merc. Man, that's kind of sad that's in here. The body looked like it was straight. 1983 380. V8. Looks like it had an engine fire. Look at the top of the radiator right there. Kylie already disappeared. She got super excited and just started seeing stuff and took off.
Oh, it's been ripped to shreds. It says biohazard, because there's shit everywhere.
Old Saab. Oh, geez, look at the size of that rat's nest. Oh, man. 900 S16 valve. Coupe, but it was automatic. Well, it's Jag. Oh, that's a 4-liter V8, too. Another old Merc. Oh, it's a Marine, Semper Fi. Another old Jag. And it was straight, too. No way, is it a V12? No, it's just a straight 6. Jeez, look at the interior in this thing. It was still super clean, too. The body on this little Tiburon was super straight, too. That's sad, must have been a mechanic issue. The Tiburons never got a lot of love, but I have a soft spot for them, especially the early first gens. Alright, this is insane. There are so many old Mercs in here. I was wondering why you never see new Beetles on the road anymore. It's because they're all in the salvage yards. Poor little 500. Regardless if you are a car enthusiast or not, it's fairly easy to find yourself on a miniature side quest in one of these places.
I feel like this sort of purple, like you could smell it. Smelling colors. Here's a Triumph TR7. That's so sad. That's crazy. You got some butt beads right there.
And speaking of side quests, while I am getting parts for my own vehicle, more importantly, we have to find the rarest vehicle in here, a trending automobile, something that I was not expecting to see a lot of. And lastly, since we are near an Air Force base, a military vehicle. Aw, sad. First gen dump. No, it was a manual too. Oh, this is heartbreaking. The interior was super clean on it. Yeah, someone really cared about this Forester.
Damn.
That's so sad. Well, Celica ST185. It was a manual too. Oh, look at all these good Toyota bolts.
Yeah, you
Everything
ain't kidding,
is
girl.
connected, except for your EJ. It is in pieces. Are you serious? Another one. I guess everyone's giving up on these cars all at the same time because this and New Beetles, I think, is the most I've seen of any car in here so far. There's a huge rat nest underneath the hood. Somebody was riding in peak luxury in this car at one point in time, and now it sits and rots. It's funny how many high-dollar luxury European cars are in here, and yet they end up next to quote-unquote cheap cars. Are you a 200SX or are you a Sentra? Ooh. Oh, it's a 200SX. Oh, that sucks. A lot of people sleep on these, but the B14 200SXs were a pretty serious performance car for their time compared to the rivals. Especially if you swap in with a naturally aspirated JDM SR20s with a Neo head. Porsche 944. The shell is pretty clean. Interior is completely gutted. Zundfuge. RX-8 always breaks my heart when I see one of these in the salvage yard because a lot of times people just give up on trying to work on them. And right behind it, a second-gen DSM. Not surprising. Oh, it's an auto. It looks like it was a GS. Yeah, it was just a GS. Doesn't have a
Right.
back here. What is going on over here? A Sterling A27 SLI.
No
I was
shit.
not aware that we sold these.
No,
in the
I didn't
States.
think they
What
came
the
into the
hell? This has to
country.
be one of the rarest cars in here. I guess steel scrap prices must be good right now because
Yeah.
it's like a quarter of this place is empty. By far, this is the least amount of cars I've seen in this salvage
We're
yard.
about
2
15
days
minutes.
since
Is
this thing
that all
opened.
right?
It's crazy how few cars are in here right now. And from what I understand, generally that correlates directly to the price of scrap. If it's
No,
exceeding the
it
value
also
of these cars getting
correlates
parted out,
to
then they just spend less and less time on the lot before they get rid of them. The oldest Honda that we found in here so far has
what
a
they
guy
do
underneath
is
it
they
harvesting everything off of it.
they
What do you
get
think of the salvage yard
charged
so
by
far?
the city.
Don't go barefoot. Don't go under that fucking thing.
There's a Kenwood deck just chilling right here. Takeaway from the import side, the standout obviously was the old Mercedes. For as less common as they would be as like a Camry or a Civic or an Accord, etc., etc., there was a ton of those in here. Moving on to the American side, let's see what we have. Well, Tracker technically is a Suzuki, but anyway, we're going to look at the rental fleet from the past 20 years, probably. HHR. Oh, man. The little Buick wagon in
Nice.
here.
Buick
Is it a
wagon.
3.3 or is it a 4-cylinder? Oh, it's a V6 spicy grandma mobile. I remember as a kid, these things were everywhere. Now you never
Yep,
see them.
they
Kylie's
were
over here
really
looking at
popular.
Mustangs, and she has a
Station
Mustang.
wagons. Your
Big
family have
old
a
caddy.
station
They were
wagon?
proud of it too. Look at that front license plate. Now
Everyone in the
a
60s,
Taurus.
70s
Lincoln
had a
LS.
station wagon.
It's just a V6.
They had
I mean, these
kids.
Ford 500s were short-lived. This was kind of a flop, I think. A lot of new Edge Mustangs in here, mostly convertibles. What the hell? I did not know they had fiberglass trunk lids. Weird. Intrepids. I wish Dodge would bring the Intrepid back. Are you serious? The Intrepids were longitudinal? I did not know that.
No, neither
It's
did
not
I.
all-wheel drive. I don't see a diff back here. It does have an interesting suspension setup, though. 2.7. Man, Dodge should bring the Intrepid back. Comment below if you agree. They should make a good, affordable, sub-$35,000 sedan. The DSM, technically, should this
How's
be
your
over
car
on the import
doing?
side? I
Did
know
you
it's
get
a
it
Plymouth,
turned in
but
yet?
it's a DSM regardless.
Plymouth
Twin cam,
Laser.
16 valve.
Holy
And it was a
shit.
manual too. Sad. Another Intrepid next to a Neon. Ah, yeah, there we go. PT Cruisers galore. There's some more of them. Soon there will be none left on Earth. Well. Oh, the spicy PT Cruiser. SRT4 basically. An old K car. Oh, and it's really straight too. Engine's complete. If you could smell this right now, I can't even tell you how 1980s it smells. Old 4-liter Cherokee. Sad. Quite a few Durangos with 4.7 in it, which I do believe the 4.7 was a Daimler Chrysler Cooperation engine. 2500 V8 with a service box. Service box might be worth some money. The 360? Yeah, it's a 360 5.9. It would be a pain to get this thing out of here, but still, you could make some money with it if you needed to.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
smell the
That's all I
memories
ever
coming out of this
used.
thing. No! A first-gen Ford Probe. It's pretty straight, too. And it's a manual.
I used to use some cherry
there's a
tomatoes
fire chicken in
sometimes.
here. Well, I had a
Like I
toe
take
hitch on it,
10
so
or
they were
12
putting it
cherry
to work with
tomatoes
it.
and
It was
throw
more of
them in a
turkey,
quart of
probably.
sauce.
Are you V8 or
But I
are
food
you
mill 'em.
6-cylinder? Then again, it probably just been a 305 anyway, so.
Takes the,
Oldsmobile Aurora.
damn,
4-liter V8.
Oldsmobile,
I think you can
not
get
made
these with a
no
V6.
more.
Maybe not. Maybe they were all V8s. I don't remember off the top of my head. No way, a Festiva. Oh, it's pretty clean. A little sun faded. Oh, it was auto. That would have been
I like
abysmal.
them
It got whacked
with
pretty hard on the passenger
jalapeno,
side.
diced
We
up
need more little
jalapeno,
cars like
and
this.
onion.
I like little things like this. They're cute.
A little
Hey, there we
lime
go. There's an
juice
Escort. I've been waiting to see an Escort
and a bag
here.
of
No way, an Excursion.
corn chips.
How is that not for sale on Craigslist for
Real
$50,000
corn chips.
right now? And it is a 5.4 Triton. I thought it would have been at least a V10. More Super Duties, blown up 6-liter.
I've eaten them
Oh
before.
no. That's a late 80s,
Little
early
salt.
90s Ranger. No way, it was the STX with a manual. Oh. It has the STX seats in it. Oh, they're torn. It's got the graphics pack. I think it's just an XLT.
Oh, Ranger.
That's
Yeah,
sad.
a
It's
lot
got
of
a
people
tear in
like
it. I
them
would've
Rangers.
took these and cleaned them up. So fun fact, a lot of
That's-
you may not know this, but you could get these little Aerostar vans with a manual transmission, and a 5-liter V8 fits in these just like it does a Ranger or an Explorer. This one was, of course, an auto, and it stinks in here. The remains of Susan's fur coat or potentially a ferret family. Not a lot of cars in here. Oh, that's sad.
Ferrets. I wonder if they got ferrets running around. No
Sport.
rattlesnakes.
This looks like it was really nice when it was new. Was it a V8? Oh, it's a coupe. It's a 2-door Black Explorer Sport. I've reached the vehicle's top speed. I haven't seen Kylie in a hot minute. Literally a hot minute. It's pretty hot out today. We're just baking in the sun out here, but
102.
that's a good sign. I mean, she's probably enjoying it, finding some neat stuff. Whilst Kylie was striking out looking for S197 Mustang parts,
This person blew their nose a shit ton. It's an F-150. Roll up windows. This old Mercury Cougar. I need to find Sarah.
a good indicator whether a vehicle will be reliable or not is to see how many of them you can find in your local salvage yard. If there is a ton of any specific vehicle, especially if they were newer compared to most of the vehicles in there, probably a good indicator it's not going to be a reliable vehicle. On the flip side of that,
How's your
if you come here looking
car
for a
doing?
specific type of vehicle and you can't find any, usually means that they're still on the road. And an X3, that's a little bit older though. Range Rover, and it was a V8. Jeez. Sports supercharged one too. I wonder if that blower is useful on any other engines. Here it is, the only 1980s Accord in the yard. And let's see what we got underneath. I came here to see if I could get some good Honda hardware, but it's all crusty. Ah, but it does have these little guys.
She's restoring a Honda.
So these little tabs, there we go. There's one.
So anal about this restoration. You should see how beautiful.
While this salvage yard may be over, there's another little secret up the road from here that I don't think my assistant has seen. Nope. Like many trips to the salvage yard, the entire purpose of coming to the place quickly got pushed aside and the side quest took over. There is dozens of yards down this way. What do we got over here? Is this a Tornado? I don't know. A Riviera? Someone help me out here. I don't know these older cars.
Tornado.
I do know that the thing is really
Monday.
Sweet, which led us to this next place. Coming up on the first place, where they actually have a lot of military vehicles out back, helicopters also. Well, 5Ks is a bobtail.
That's a bobtail?
Yeah. More military vehicles, deuce and a halves, 5Ks.
Well, I hope that goes well for you.
Old crane. That is neat. So check this yard out. There is a Toyota Corona. There's a Smokey in the Bandits era Trans Am. You look really far in there. It looks like there's a Bronco. There's a Beetle up there on top of the Connex. So it's a day later, and we're back at Jack's military surplus. We actually just spoke to him, and he gave us the access to walk around here and check out some old military vehicles.
Umbrella. What a smart thing.
Oh, wow. Are those ambulances? The power wagons?
Carry all. They only made them for 1 year in World War II.
Oh, really?
Part of 41 and part of 42, Dodge carryable.
Do any of them run still, or?
Well, they will, yeah. They're not right now, but they will.
Oh, wow.
Then those are the Dodge ones down there.
Yeah.
I don't know what year this is. I think it's in the 30s. I bought it at an auction down at Fukitall Peak when that museum went out of business. See, an old General Motors truck.
Oh, wow.
Somebody sold it. It had a really cool radiator cap with a thermometer in it and like gull wings or something sticking out.
Yeah.
No, we'll stop and go see it right now. I can't do it on this other machine.
Incredibly kind.
Well, I'm doing live.
When it comes to all this stuff. So he's just getting us a little mini tour, but let us go off on.
Hold on. I think it's either plum or cherry that snuck in there. What? Hold on. There's some great weather in the 80s. We even had a short burst of rain to settle the dust and the lady doing good. Going very nice. Dill and green onions are in. Okay, we'll get to that one in a minute. Did you get my video I sent you? With a little girl digging a grave for her goldfish. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a cherry I got because yours look more webby. They're pointy, but they're more webby. But then you got the second picture, which looks like the ones I got. You got big broad leaves on the second picture. What do you got to say? The two plants don't look the same to me. The first one looks really pointy. And the second one looks like broadleaf like I got. All right, let's see what Sis got to say. Gabish. Way to go. All right. Refresh when you hear me, because we might be far behind.
My two roommates, what the fuck?
Pretty cool. Animals are pretty cool. Boom! Get that thing out of your mouth, dog. All right, we'll worry. Come on now. All right. Let's say $2,400. So, oh, cool. Yeah, get undercoated. I still didn't get an answer from you. You asked me, did I see your photo? Then you're talking about this. That was funny as hell, man. I was laughing pretty hard about that. But get back to this tomato. Those two tomato plants look different to me. One have pointy leaves, one has rounded leaves. Huh? Well, I wouldn't be disappointed with plum tomatoes, but I want big beefsteak for make toast and mayonnaise and pepper. You know, I got some IT news. Leslie sent something here. Let's go check that out. Come on, man. Why are you acting so slow tonight? I'd be careful because this is Instagram. Oh, what happened? Maybe she ain't got no internet tonight.
Guys ever tune into the side effects of some of these medication commercials that play on? You haven't? I actually wrote this recent one down. Side effects include possible heart attack, kidney failure, liver failure, and death. I don't know what you're going through, but that seems... Please stop taking if you start bleeding from your ears or foaming at the mouth. Well, I'd hope so. When are we taking one step forward, two steps back?
It really.
And you got to be thinking,
it is
Jesus,
so
man, this is
fucking
some
bizarre
what
on
does this guy
modern
have? The Black
medication.
Plague? No, this is severe to mild lower back pain. Grandpa, throw some fucking dirt on it and keep it moving.
On the same plant.
You're telling me I like tweak my back.
They're crossbred.
Next thing you know, I'm foaming at the mouth.
Yeah.
It's just an unneeded dance with the devil here. Wrap it out with contact doctor if you notice any swelling in your anus or genitals. First of all, don't know what that means. Is that just a boner? Second of all, who's buying this shit? Okay? How bad is the low back pain? Is it bad enough to risk possibly a swollen anus? Don't know what a swollen anus is, but can't imagine it being, something you want. What the fuck?
That's a good idea. That's a good bunch of language there for sure. What the fuck are you doing? Well, I learned that quite a while back was to plant them quite a distance apart. Peppers will do the same thing. They'll crossbreed. Reefers does too, I had Mexican reefers that had indica and then the other one on the same plant. What's the other one called? Oh, no, we're not starting over, Sarah. I don't know how this happened.
That's what I was looking for. The Detroit 6V. What was it, 6V53?
Delivering strong acceleration and additional torque needed to climb hills under load.
Oh, neat. You see all these old Internationals. I think a lot of these will have Detroits in them if they're not a gasser. Isn't that cool? It's an old antique refrigerator. I don't know what
I bet it still runs.
Cold spot. Oh, weird. There's
you ever crossbreed peppers?
air conditioners. Those aren't that.
I had that once. I had a bell pepper and a Plebano. And they were massive. I think I got a video on that. Do you dry the tomato out and plant the whole tomato? Yeah, I've done that before. It worked pretty good. Well, we'll just play this in the background. Garden talk with Laura tonight. You get some garden questions, get in here.
Yeah, old. There's an old H1 heater. Is that like an old computer? What? I don't even know what that is. Hunter. LC70, Lux cart from the Dragons AMU. Jeep Tornado 230. That's cool. Well. An MHU. Obviously, this is a car channel, and looking at vehicles is neat, but I can't help but nerd out over the equipment that's in here, too. With all the vehicles and the parts that's in here, you could easily make multiple running and driving vehicles again that have zero technology and would probably outlast the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Kylie keeps disappearing, going on side quests. She sees something, goes, oh, wow, and then just disappears.
¿Dónde está Dorothy Lift?
I'm gonna cook something.
So here we have a fairly complete Willys Jeep. It's crazy how small these actually are in person. You can tell it's old by how many stick shifts there is. Detroit 492 maybe out of a Hobart generator or a MEP. So check this out. Old
This woman's
Dentside
originally
F-150
from
diesel truck. I'm guessing
really a
the
diesel
6.9
150.
RDI, and it's a stick shift.
Wow.
I've been driving for 20 years on this mowing lawn thing, and all I got in my beer.
So there's old Mitsubishi-based Dodge Ram 50 back here. Old GMC dump truck.
She's a pretty smart gal. Came from New
These
Hampshire.
old power wagons are sweet. It'd be really neat to restore one to a little daily driver with a Detroit, like a 6V53 or a Cummins in it. Check this out. It's hard to see under there, but there's an old VW thing. Old Jeep in fairly complete condition. Supposedly it still ran and drive. I don't know how long ago. There's an old pickup right behind it. Juices, other large, medium-duty trucks. Okay, what is this little guy? That is neat. Look at this little Jeep. What? I forgot what these are called. Jeep?
Dodge.
No. The little flat front Jeep. That's so neat.
That's a
Dodge
Jeep?
Bobtail and a bunch of old Chevy military trucks, some Suburban. Oh, there's a B1 maintenance stand. A Humvee. There's a lot of these old square body Chevys in here.
Damn.
All likely diesel. Look at the K5 Blazer. This K5 Blazer has mesh over the windows. Look at that. Square body Chevys as far as I can see right there.
Equipped with options you can order through any Chevrolet dealer.
A B5 stand. Look at all these old Jeeps and Willys down
I
there.
think people are gonna get fed up.
These are old.
Myself, I think a lot of people are already.
More Jeep pickups. Whenever I see deuce and a halves, I have a sudden urge to run and jump on top of rocks or high places or rooftops. It's a Hobart DG1. While it's likely that Jack may never see this video, I still want to give him a massive thanks and a shout out for allowing Kylie and I to film inside his facility. And also,
Oh, that is one cool
him for being a custodian
umbrella. I
from
like
our
that.
past. While some people look at this stuff as junk, salvage yards are not junkyards. They're a window into our past, and in my opinion, they're more full of treasures than rocks or high places or rooftops. Video, I still want to give him a massive thanks and a shout out for allowing Kylie and I to
Look at that, silver.
and also
That is friggin' cool, man.
being a custodian
know
of
what?
from our past. While some people look at this stuff as junk, salvage yards are not junkyards. They're a window into our past, and in my opinion, they're more full of treasures than they are trash.
Oh,
The floor is
definitely.
cold and I'm transferring my heat into the floor. This is hot. I thank each and every one of you for watching this video, and if you'd like to see more
What time
content
is it?
of this sort every now
What
and
do you
then,
want to do?
give me some feedback down
I held the
in
door
comments
open
below.
for a while.
I'll see you soon with another. Bye.
You want to hang out? We'll do another one. I think it's the third one this week on how to get the tracking shit out of your car. I got this other guy, Electric Boom. He's got a huge channel. Pretty funny guy. Leslie should have
Hi. As you may know, I've been renovating a new place to move into a bigger
so this guy is
almost done, but
he's an electronic
for
engineer.
example, here, there's stairs in
Come on, stop.
the basement, and there is no light here, and I don't want you to trip over the stairs and die and sue me later. So the solution is simple. Install a light fixture, except, as you can see, there is no electric box here to connect the light to. So let's run electricity.
The best tomatoes, get the seeds from it, then dry them out for the next spring. Just the seeds, you don't dry the whole tomato. You don't dry the whole tomato. I tried that before. That worked. Slice the tomato, dry it in a dehydrator, then put it out in the spring. And let's see what this guy's full of. He's pretty interesting. Unless you got something else you want to watch.
Details. For example, here, there's stairs into the basement, and there is no light here.
Yeah, I think I'm getting acorn this year. I might have some butternut mixed in.
So the solution is simple. Install a light fixture, except, as you can see, there is no electric box here to connect the light to. So let's run electricity for it. Okay, let's see what we got. So that space, the space behind here is under the deck, which allows me to run wire through it. And this is its entrance to a place that is reserved for rats and, I don't know, suspicious animals. It would be funny if I opened the door and somebody was living in there. Boy, I'm trying to slip here. Let's see what we got here. It's pretty tight here, but it's okay. I'm slick. Here. We were smart enough to ask our electricians to install an outlet here with GFCI protection under the deck. And that's where the light would go. Question is the GFCI functional? Hey, it popped. Although, I'm not 100% sure if you can trust these buttons. Let's grab my tools. So, I hooked up my beefy potentiometer, which is not going to blow up easily anymore, series with my ammeter between live and earth, and I'm going to increase the current slowly to see if I can trip the GFCI. Right now, it's at 4 milliamps.
No problem.
Increase it slowly.
You have a good day.
Oh, there. It popped at around 4.9 milliamps.
You have a good night. I'm glad you put in. I'm just going to separate them.
I needed, like wire clamps, plastic box, wire itself.
I don't understand what happened because that was a pack of seed. And I don't think I got anything messed up in there. But whatever.
All at the same time, like, landscape
You know,
lighting and such. The reason for this is that, of course, because I
I'll put it over by itself
power,
in
so
the
in order to turn my light on and off, I need to
in the
have some sort
garden.
of switch, which is the remote control. Or instead of that, you could buy a light with those light sensors.
Hey,
in front of it,
before you go, were you in a tornado warning?
Sensors are usually ugly, and I wanted something prettier for that location. Everything I have here is 15 amps rated, including the wire that is 14 gauge 15 amps, and my outlet is on a 15 amp breaker, so everything is protected nicely. This cord is also outdoor rated, whatever that means. More waterproof? It's important to have your safety gear with you when doing this type of work. That's why I have my knee pads on. As you can see, under the deck is pretty exposed to the environment, rain and cold.
We had
So first
Southern
thing we do is
Maine,
we mark
New
our
Hampshire, and parts of
hole
Massachusetts
like so. Drill a
had
hole into the siding. Jigsaw
had
the
tornado
hole out.
warnings.
And that's done. Said I'm sleeping here. Oh, I locked myself in here. Damn it. Oh, there it is. Whew. I'm torn between making sure that nobody can lock themselves in there accidentally or add a spring to the door to make sure it closes and set up a trap. Let me out! First, let me see how much wire we need. Strap these in place. Fortunately, we are left with some excess length of cable, so we take some generous length and cut the rest of it off.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it! I forgot to unplug it. There was a 30%
No, you don't try
chance
that. I
of
did that
shooting
one year.
neutral that are
I
not
sliced them real
protected by
nice,
GFCI. I hit the
plums,
jackpot.
and dehydrated them. And they were kind of good eating with a little salt on them, a little oregano. And in the spring, I went out there really before the ground unfroze. And I put them down, and there were quite a few came up.
I thought I plugged it in. Plug in.
I just think here is going to be my, I think it's going to be the sun. Trees are getting huge to the east of me.
Just pop the hole
But we'll see.
at the bottom of this box.
Like them tomatoes, 8 times bigger than mine are.
Into it. Fortunately, I have some leftover deck composite material that's not gonna rot.
I try to go vegetarian, you know.
Screw my box to it.
In the summer, I used to do that quite often.
First through this one.
I make a whole bunch of stir fry. Once in a while, some chicken in it. Just a little chicken, a little pork maybe. And
nice and tight in place.
just eat some good vegetables.
And then I put the box where it
Tired
should
tonight?
be. Squeeze on this stud here.
Have a good night.
That's that. With the box on the other side.
Have a good night.
Let's get out of this
Good,
place.
I think there's a game on at 8 o'clock.
Now, we just string the wire without cutting ourselves.
World Cup. Goyam slot. Enjoy your night. Good to hear from you.
Box. Well, maybe a little bit better. Connect this metal thing into place and screw it into the same spot that, connects the metal thing to earth connection of the box. It's okay if it is loose a little bit. The light will push it in place and hold it tight. Connect the light's earth ground to this metal thing. Well, let's make sure the light switch is off and unify the live and neutral. Connect live to live. Put the nut connector thingy.
I said that today to somebody. Oh, I like that World Cup.
It turns on.
I don't know who they are, who the players are. I don't even care about the country. But what a good athletic game, boy, that is. Some of them play really, really fine.
Like this. We just put the light on. Nice. Now we turn it on.
Oh, yeah, if you got to cut up through Foxborough, but had several people warn me already. The
Nice. One more item
traffic
now.
there is outrageous.
Now, probably a ton of electricians out there are throwing a tantrum.
You
right
weren't
now
a
about
tornado
it.
warning,
It's not done per
but
the
never
Let
developed.
me show you something. The wire I used in there is waterproof.
No, but seriously, you might think that because the wire is running outside and is exposed to people and animals, not only you must use those power wires with protective.
Well, I'm glad you didn't get
but also because they are exposed
visited.
to the rain and the elements.
They're
you
pretty
must have
brutal.
another plastic jacket on it. Of course, it doesn't hurt to have more protection, but then you must ask yourselves, is it necessary or is it adding more complexity that might cause problems later? Perhaps working with the stuff you have and picking proper components is more than adequate and is more cost effective. It is always better to ask professionals if you are worried about your skills, but if you are going to do it yourselves, then ask yourselves, what is the code intended to achieve? It is about keeping people and property safe. So you have to think about everything that can go wrong, that can cause a problem. And when you're in doubt, you can compare it
my seat in the wiring.
Your property, or just ask a professional. For example, is it possible for the people?
Some idiot decided to use soy oil to make the insulation in Fords, I think. My seat the hell out of it.
Only rodents like squirrels and rats can get in there and won't be able to reach the wire and nibble on it.
And what if they do? Well, them for doing that. They deserve what they get. They are protected. Not only that, outlet there has ground fault protection or GFCI. My breaker here has arc fault protection or AFCI. So anyone is protected, touching live and earth together. The only way they could get hurt is by putting live and neutral out, strip them, and touch them at the same time. In which case, them. They deserve what they get. But is it necessary to have heavily protected wire in that space? I think not, comparing it to the code used on other places in the house.
I mean, this place is pretty tight and you can barely move in there. Like attic or crawl space of the house.
The attic of the house gets some foot traffic, and we have these soft shell power wires, same as the crawl space under the house.
Arguably, this space is like a crawl space that gets even less foot traffic, if anything at all, because it's dirty.
So the only other real thing remains is the rainwater getting over the wires and components through the top of the deck. So the components I bought are waterproof and are for outdoor use, and everywhere else I made sure the water doesn't get over the contacts and wires. For example, see, I'm not worried about water getting inside the box. First of all, there is a tad bit of sealing over it, so it acts like a flashing and blocks some of the water to get over the fixture. And even if
I think he's in California. You don't worry too much about that.
Sitting above the lip of the box, so even if this is flooded in there, it just flows outside the box. And there is a step from this level to the edge of the box, which means even though if the water gets inside this edge, it'll go over under the box into this attic crawl space. What I'm trying to say is that there won't be any standing water in the box, and it's not going to flood up anyways. It's all going to pour out. And the box is plastic, so it's safe. And the ground connection is up here, so it never meets water. So even if water somehow finds its way over the contacts, or someone accidentally chops the wires, or your child starts biting on my wires, then suddenly GFCI and AFCI. So they are well protected. If you are still worried, just don't come to my house.
All right. All righty. What time is it? Well, we went long enough. I guess Leslie ain't got her internet. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for coming. Thanks for your thumbs up. See you down the line. See you in the morning.